What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and today we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning a possible blockbuster clash in 135 pounds between Vasily Lomachenko and Gervonta Davis. Guys, we're only 24 hours removed from Lomachenko versus Kambosos Jr., and we're already thinking ahead. But as fight fans, you know that this is the game that we play. You can't have too much time passing without thinking, where does this guy go from here, or what happens to this guy? So in regards to Lomachenko, up comes a whole bunch of possible matchups. Literally 5 minutes after his arm was raised for his 11th round stoppage of Kambosos, we had Shakur Stevenson tweeting out, but we also had Tank Davis tweeting out, bringing back memories from years ago about a potential matchup, if you guys remember, dating all the way back to 2017 between Tank's handlers and Lomachenko's handlers about them two actually fighting. And as the years passed and both fighters went on to their careers, it looked less and less likely that a Lomachenko versus Tank fight would ever come to fruition. Fast forward to right now, and it seems that we're closer than ever to actually witnessing a championship fight between Tank and Loma. We do know that Loma handled business last night against George. Now Tank needs to handle business this coming June against Frank Martin. So we'll have to wait a little bit until we know for sure what happened from Team Gervonta Davis. But for this video, I wanted to take a little bit of a look at their last few fights, their resumes, what each fighter has been up to. What we're gonna do is compare and contrast both fighters, try to find advantages and disadvantages of a potential matchup, and then at the very end, ask you guys your take on who you think takes a victory between Tank and Loma. Now let's take a closer look at Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is 29-0 with 27 knockouts. He has a 93% knockout to win ratio over his career. He is the current WBA World Lightweight Champion. Tank stands at 5'5" with a 67-inch reach, and the proud American hails from Baltimore, Maryland. He's taking on Frank Martin this June. Frank is 18-0. The fight before that, he knocked out Ryan Garcia, who was 23-0 via 7th round. He knocked out Hector Garcia, who was 16-0 via 9th round. Rolly Romero was 14-0, knockout in the 6th. Pitbull Cruz 22-1, decision in the 12th. Guys, we talk about Tank's resume, we talk about his game plan, where his specialties lie. We know that he has power, we know that he's explosive, but the tricky thing about Tank is that he could box you or he could brawl you, and he's also a very good counter boxer. So when he has a matchup, the one thing that he does really well is adapt to his opponents. We know rule number one with Tank Davis going into the game plan, he's looking to knock you out. 27 out of 29 wins via finish. So you don't really see the cards when you have this guy. Going into a Lomachenko fight, you'd have to think Tank would want to pressure him and put Lomachenko on his heels to negate Lomachenko's side-to-side movement. Because when you get a Loma who's moving, he's very dangerous. Now let's take a closer look at what Lomachenko's been up to. Vasily Lomachenko's 18-3 with 12 knockouts. He has a career 67% career knockout to win ratio. He's currently ranked number 2 in the world in the lightweight divisions at 135 pounds, and he currently holds the IBF World Lightweight title. He's coming off that victory just last night against George Kambosos in Perth, Australia. Loma's a southpaw standing at 5'7" with a 65-inch reach. Before the George fight, he took on Devin Haney. He lost that close decision in the 12th. Jermaine Ortiz was 16-0. He won that via UD. Richard Comey, who was 30-3, won that via UD. And then he knocked out Nakatani, who was 19-1 via 9th round. We know that Lomachenko, when he goes to the cards, he's lost some close decisions. He's won some close decisions. We know when he's at his best, he's using his movement. He's all about angles. He's all about his slickness and how he can also get into his opponent's head. This is a guy who can knock people out. This is a guy who's made opponents, undefeated champions, quit on their stools. So when you think about a potential matchup between Tank and Lomachenko, this is what's had fight fans so excited for many years. If this were to take place, you see they're both southpaws. You see Loma's gonna be the taller fighter, but Tank is gonna be the younger fighter. Going into the fight, if it happens this year, Tank will be 29, Lomachenko will be 36 years old. From there, the advantages and disadvantages. You'd have to look at styles make fights. Can Tank pressure Loma into being uncomfortable? And can Loma slow Tank's power down by moving side to side and making him off balance and making Tank overswing, and then Loma control and counter and rip that body? Only time will tell. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not here to make predictions. I'm here to post questions and challenge you guys if this fight were to ever take place. and it looks like we're getting close. What side would you be on? Gervonta Davis or Vasily Lomachenko? Leave all that in the comment section below.